Hi, this is Glenda. I just thought I'd share what I've been doing this week. Obviously not a lot resulting in videos because I seem to be ages since I did one. First I got inspired by Sari. She was playing with texture medium and a stencil, so I've made myself a stencil out of old packaging, acetate, and I put some texture stuff on it. Then I put distressing embossing powder over it. So I was playing with that, and after that I did some airbrushing and some spritzing and daubing and stamping and ended up with this. But it was fun. I did regret putting the black stamping around the edge. I wished I'd stopped before that, but what can you do? If you're playing, you're playing. In the interests of trying to use things that have been around for a while, I don't know how many of you have envelope creators for tiny envelopes. I mean, this punch, it does a cute little envelope, but it's really, really tiny. This one is fractionally bigger, not by much. These ideas, obviously, if you haven't succumbed to one of these tools several years ago when they were popular, there are plenty of envelope templates that you can download for free and instructions and things. So anyway, I tried to see what have people been doing with envelopes. Obviously you can make a mini album, which I did because I wanted to try this. I wanted to see if I could make a cover that looked a bit like an old album. Fiona Jennings was holding up some old picture frames she had and talking about reproducing it, so I sort of got inspired to have a go. I don't think it looks too bad. I'm not a mini album person. I just don't do them. So this was just a little experiment. I put a piece of fun foam under black paper and embossed it, and then put that onto my card, so it's got a little bit of padding to it. And of course I put rub and buff on it, and I put a coat of matte Mod Podge. But when I compared it to some really old albums that I do have, they don't have the gold on them. They're just completely one colour, black or brown, to look like tooled leather. So technically it's wrong, but I quite like it anyway. No idea what I'm going to do with that. Anyway, so onto the envelopes some more. You know, if you're making minis, you can put them as little pockets and things, but like I say, I don't make minis. So basically you can have your envelope with stuff coming out of it, like a message coming out, or in this case hearts. That seems to be one main thing people do. And I did like this idea. Sorry, grabbing my piece of paper because I did write it down. It was Jess Jean on Split Coast, did this one with the leaves coming out. I thought that was a neat idea. Then of course you can have things falling down from the envelope, like flowers. I thought this idea was cute, except it's come undone, making little purses. That was Sunny36 on Split Coast made little purses. They were different to that, but you know, that's where the idea came from. And I did like this idea that I came up with of just layering them like a little parcel of letters. Excuse me. Then we move on to rosette trim. Several people have been making their own. I'm way too lazy to stitch them or anything like that, so I thought, what is the quickest rose to make, and how can I do it with glue instead of needle and thread? So this is my little rosette trim. First I tried with I don't know, it's not organza, whatever this stuff is that you get, it's really cheap, and I just cut it into strips, and that's another one made out of that. I tried lace. I don't think that was as successful. The ribbon was the one I tried next, and you can obviously do any size fabric, any length. You can put them as close or as far apart, but here's my super cheap cheater's way of making almost no cost rosette trim. So this is the method where you simply zigzag, you fold it across like this. I have shown this before and so have a lot of other people. and then you fold it back and back, and you just keep going like that, and preferably start more in the middle than I seem to have this time. And then when you get to the end, you're going to carefully clasp these two, and you're going to hold on to them and pull the one that's not on the bottom. This is a chiffony fabric, and all I've done is rip it, so it's a real shabby flower, which I've seen some for sale like that, so I figured that was fair enough. Like I say, you can make them out of anything you want. So, you know, when I was watching, the lady tore up her pillowcase to make rosettes. A bit of glue on your mat. Sorry, I tied a knot. I'm talking too much. Yeah, I just tied a knot at the back with the ends, and then into the glue. And then when the glue is dry, you can peel it off. Cut off your ends. You do have a bit of waste with this. When you've made a few, you take the longest end from one of them and use that as your backing. It saves a little bit of material. The first one I did, I cut a separate piece, and then I thought, that's silly, I've got all these other bits left over. And you just stick it on. Then you can add your bling or pearls or whatever you want to add to it. And that's my super cheap cheater's way of doing rosette trim. Yeah, then you just pull these off and you're in business. So anyway, that's what I have been doing, not achieving terribly much at all, but I'm sharing it anyway, so thanks for watching.